Gentlemen, we are live. I just wanted to let everybody know that it is now official. Donald Trump has received the necessary electoral votes and is now surpassed the 270. And I cannot believe what I'm about to say. And that is Donald Trump has become the president of the United States of America Corporation. This is a stunning turn of events, and we got some information. I want a lot of stuff that I want to show you guys, so there's going to be a lot of stuff here, so stick around and everything. And I have to say, this was a very stressful one. I mean, let me tell you something. I've been paying attention to this since about 4 o'clock this afternoon. It just went official now, so we do have Donald Trump as our president. So I want to welcome everybody that's starting to come in here. And I am shocked by this. And the first thing I want to say to all of my subscribers out there, you could see I'm a man of my word. I said a while ago that if Donald Trump became president, I would be one of the first people to admit I was wrong. And I definitely saw that as the case. I was wrong. I did say that Hillary Clinton was picked, but I think they just took it for granted. And I'll tell you something, we stuck it to the corporations today. I still, I am still in the fact that, it takes more than one person to turn this around. So I want to be realistic. I want to sit back and see what's going on. But the first thing I want to show is, let me put on the screen. I was telling people, I made a video about a week ago, and I was talking about the fact of how the markets would be. And I was telling people if Donald Trump won, and if you could check the video, it's only, I made it on November 3rd. So today is November 9th. Today is my birthday. So I'm actually very happy that I received this birthday present. Well, it remains to be seen what he will do, but at least he's not Hillary. But we can see right now the market has been reacting all night. Currently right now, the Dow Jones futures is down to negative 528. That's almost 3%. At one point, the Dow Jones was roughly around down 800 points. Now, I was telling people about this, and obviously the U.S. market isn't open yet. It won't be until tomorrow morning. So I was predicting that the Dow Jones would go down up to 1,000 points, and I got pretty close. I also said gold would go over 1,300, and silver wouldn't hit 20. It would hit in the 19s. We currently see gold at 1,319. At one point, it was up around the 1330s, and silver at one point hit over 19. So right now it's currently at 1879, but still $45 move in gold as we speak, 45-cent move in silver. As you can see here with the futures, the S&P futures down currently around 72, that's 3.38%. NASDAQ futures down 184 points, down 3.85. So we could see that a lot of this has sent an interesting message to the world. And I'm actually shocked by this. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. Now, if you didn't see my other video, over on the Hillary Clinton side, John Podesta basically about 20 minutes ago told all of the crowd that was there for Hillary to go home. So they sent them all home. So Hillary will not be giving a concession speech tonight. Now, a lot of people were worried about the fact, well, would Donald Trump be doing that very thing if he lost? And now, it seems like, at least as of now, she will not be doing a concession speech. Whether she does it tomorrow or not, who knows? But this really sends a message to the world. This is just as compared to Brexit. And I'm going to repeatedly say I am shocked right now that this actually happened. And to anybody that says they really saw this coming would be surprised. I think even Donald Trump himself would view this as a surprising move. But let me tell you something, if you play a little devil's advocate here. There are going to be some people that made a lot of money today and tomorrow. They will be making a lot of money. Because let's put it this way. Let's say, for example, we all know elections are rigged. And things can change. But let's say if there was a boxing match between, let's say, Mike Tyson and Pee Wee Herman, and those two were going to fight. Every single person on the planet would be voting and putting their money down not for Pee Wee Herman, but for Mike Tyson. And what if they rigged it so with all that money in on what they pretty much said was a sure bet and a sure thing, that all of a sudden somehow they rig it and Pee Wee Herman wins the fight. Mike Tyson takes a fall. How much money would people be losing that night, and how few people would actually go home with lots of fiat currency? So if you were playing the stock market and playing the gold and silver futures, you could have had potentials now to be selling right before it was going down, if you knew this event was going to happen, and that's providing that's the case, and then turn around, wait for the dips, and then buy at probably some of the best prices you've seen in a long time. Because they're talking about, for example, right now, if you are on eBay, buy as much as you can from people from Mexico, because the Mexican peso has reached a record low at one point, getting up over 12.5% down compared to the dollar. There are a lot of people here poised to make a lot of fiat currency from this. So, I mean, like I said, things can change. And this, to me, is just, I mean, we'll have to see what happens here. But this sends a message to the corporate agenda and the global establishment that the people have sent a message. And I was one of the first people to say that the votes don't count, and maybe I'm wrong, or maybe they just wanted it this way for the fact that they could make a lot of money doing this. So I guess that remains to be seen. But you consider on Hillary's side, I mean, she had Obama, our president, or now ex-president, on her side, campaigning for her. She had people like Beyonce, Jay-Z, Katy Perry, Bruce Springsteen, John Bon Jovi, and pretty much almost all of Hollywood on her side. You had 95% of the media on her side. Everybody, just like they did in Brexit, everybody predicting that there's no sense of doing this, that Trump has no chance. Now, I would love to see what Trump is going to be able to do. Will he be another Obama and say lots of things, get our hopes up, and do nothing? Or will he actually be able to do what he has promised? And I would like to welcome everybody to my channel. If you've never been here before, my channel is all about trying to spread truth. Now, obviously, in this corrupt system, in this rigged system, it's not always that easy. But my channel, I'm just a regular person. I don't have an agenda. I don't have a script. I don't get paid by anybody to do this. I'm here as a regular American that is so tired of this system that, to me, this could be the best. This has to be one of the best birthday presents I could get. And right now, it is, they said it's official that, I mean, for over an hour, it was Trump having 269 points, electoral votes, and you only need 270. So unless all of a sudden Hillary had a landslide, but they did say it was official. So just for me, if you look at, for example, I've been telling people about how the markets hate uncertainty. So I knew that if Trump was going to win, the markets would react, and he led the entire time. You see the U.S. bonds were falling. The S&P stopped trading at one point because it hit a marker of 5.1%. I mean, you had millions of dollars from donators to Clinton. How many millions of dollars did they spend in people, quote-unquote, donating to her campaign? How upset they must be right now. We also have the Senate and the House, they're saying, is Republican. So Trump has pretty much everything he needs to get this done, and we'll have to sit back and say, will he do it? And that is the key now. Now it's time for put up or shut up. The time for words has to be gone. Now, I don't believe in everything that Trump said. I don't believe in a wall, because walls not only keep people out, it keeps people in. He has to focus on this country, of course. There are certain things I don't believe in anybody. And I've said so much before. If you take care of yourself and you prepare for yourself and you don't rely on others, you don't have to worry. But you see how quick the market reacts. And I've said in several videos about having things like gold and silver, how it can protect you. And you could see when the market was panicking and they were selling off on stocks, and they were getting away from the U.S. bonds, and they were getting away from all the currencies around the world, because you could see what happens here affects the world, how they were flooding into gold and silver. So I've been trying to tell people this for years. When the markets panic, they get away from paper assets and they start getting towards more physical. So those are things you have to pay attention to. And you could see how quickly it turns. Because just the other day, you could have bought gold $45 to $50 an ounce cheaper. Silver, about 40 to 50 cents cheaper. Now, that may not seem like a lot, but if you're talking hundreds of ounces, especially in silver, that's more money in your pocket than theirs, or shall I say currency. So I don't want to make this video too long, but if you've never seen my channel before, I want you to check out my channel. It is all about trying to get people to see that there's more than what's out there. And you could see there was an agenda here, that the mainstream media was trying so hard to make this a one-sided thing. Basically, they were saying it was over before it ever happened. And there was a famous Yankee catcher by the name of Yogi Berra that once said, "It ain't over till it's over." And I am glad to be wrong here. I am shocked that this happened. But it's definitely, like what happened in Brexit, it shows that the people can make a difference and can have their voices heard. So if I'm going to be wrong about anything, I'm so glad to be wrong about this. But look how close it was at a certain point. I mean, I was telling everybody, they were programming people to be prepared for Hillary president, and she got pretty far. And I predicted that over a year ago based on what they were doing. Now, they could have changed their plans because, like I said, most people, when you have a sure bet, you have a couple of people that rig the system and they bet against it, they can clean house. So if somebody knew what was happening in advance, and I'm not saying this is the case, there could be some people that made millions of dollars tonight over this quote-unquote upset. So this could be an interesting time for this country, and you could see, and that's why I tell people all the time, all around the world, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that don't live in the United States corporation and live in the other corporations around the world that have always said, oh, well, we want the United States of America to go down and destroy itself and all these things. This is a world situation. What affects us is going to affect everybody. So I am very curious to see what will be the markets when they open tomorrow, when this becomes officially official, when the United States markets open. And there's been some adjustments now. Like I said, at one point the Dow Jones was down about 800 points. Right now it's about 475. I think after a certain couple of hours, they kind of just got the market where they wanted it to be. And you see gold right now at 13.18 and silver at 18.82. It was over 19 at one point. So the people have spoken. Now, like I said, I need Donald Trump to, like they say, put up or shut up. This is something that needs to be put out there. This is something we need now to pay attention to. And I'll do a little screen capture here. Give me a second. I want you guys to see. And obviously, fair use, I can only show a little bit. But you could see the crowds. And we now see our vice president. I'm only just going to show a little clip. I'm going to keep the sound off. They stayed up while Hillary Clinton and her people went home. And let me tell you something. I saw it was funny. They were doing some kind of thing on Facebook. And they were saying, who's going to win, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? And it was like 90% people voting Hillary Clinton. And when I was posting on there, I got blocked. Not because I said anything rude or anything wrong, but because I was voting for saying that Trump was going to win. So I'm going to not make this long so you guys can listen to all these speeches, but I'm amazed at the fact that Donald Trump is the president of the United States of America Corporation. Now, like I said, we'll see if he can do what he says. But at least I could say right now, at least it's not Hillary Clinton. At least we did not elect a criminal, a person that is for the corporate agenda, the one that takes quote-unquote donations for pay-to-play. And maybe now she will get her deservance. Maybe she's fleeing the country right now or something. Who knows? But I think this is at least a promise. It's a start. Where it goes really depends on us. So it shows the people, you got to speak up. You got to not be afraid. You got to not give up. I've said this so many times. And I am glad to say I was wrong. And I'm glad to say at least the better of the two won. Now, Will we say that 4 years from now? Who knows? Because like I said, we said that about Obama in 2008. So check the markets. Stay away from paper. Look into physical gold and silver, because when there's a situation that happens and the markets panic, you could see all around the world would be affected and people flood into precious metals, and it could go up with a snap of a finger. And you don't want to be on the wrong end of that. So I'm going to keep this video short. If you want to leave comments, please do. Congratulations to everybody that stayed up and the people that are seeing maybe my videos for the first time. I welcome you and I thank you. And we'll see what happens. But we have a new president. And by the way, I just want to say that I would never have a problem with a female president. Just not Hillary. She was not the one. She is all 100% Wall Street, bought and paid for, more of the same. At least with Trump, we can see, hopefully, he will do the right thing. Whether he does or not, the proof is in the pudding. So, we'll find out. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave your comments, and don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and check out some of my other videos. Enjoy Trump coming up soon and hearing his speech.